Hello, welcome to the Sprint 4 Team Progress Report for Sol, a game by Team SATAS. I'm Samuel Sopp, I'm the Scrum Master. Child User Story 1. As a gamer, I want to see a jumping animation when I jump so that I have visual feedback that I am jumping. Acceptance Criteria 1. Jumping animation plays whenever Hero Sprite jumps into the air. So as you can see here, jump into the air, and a jumping animation plays. Child User Story 2. As a helo projectile, I want to fire in the direction the player is facing so that I travel in the direction the player wants me to. Acceptance Criteria 2. Projectile travels whichever way the player is facing when left mouse is clicked. So before, the projectile would only travel to the right, but now the projectile will travel whichever way the gamer is actually facing. So now if the gamer is facing left, as you can see here, projectile goes left, and if the gamer is facing right, the projectile will travel to the right. Thank you for watching.
Hi, my name is Adeja Debaya, and this is my progress for Sprint 4. User story. As a gamer, I want to see my current shield level deplete by 10% of the maximum when hit by a small enemy so that I know how much I was damaged. Acceptance criteria. Shield level bar visibly decreases by 10% of the maximum when player collides with a small enemy. User story. As a gamer, I want to see my current shield level deplete by 15% of the maximum when hit by a boss enemy so that I know how much I was damaged. Acceptance criteria. Shield level bar visibly decreases by 15% of the maximum when player collides with a boss enemy. And I'll pull out the demo right now. Okay. Here we have a very small enemy. When the enemy collides with the player, you can see that there is a decrease in the health and the shield bar. We have a small enemy here, and just immediately after a collision, you can notice a 10% decrease in the overall shield bar. Now we have the boss. Oh boy. Alright. When there's a collision between the player and the boss, you can notice the 15% health decrease. And that's it.
Hello, this is Cameron, and this is my progress for Sprint 4. User story. As a gamer, I want to beat level 2 by navigating the level so that I can reach the level end. Acceptance criteria. Level 2 has a predetermined structure with a clear beginning and end location. Okay, so when the player loads up second level, they can navigate through. They reach the end. User story. As a gamer, I want to be level 3 by navigating the level so that I can reach the level end. Acceptance criteria. Level 3 has a predetermined structure with a clear beginning and end location. Okay, so when level 3 is chosen, player can then navigate the level and complete it.
Hello, this is Taro Tachibana from Team SATAS coming at you with Sprint 4 for software design and development. And now for my first user story I have, as a gamer, I want the game over screen to appear in an easy to see place so that I am immediately notified when I die. And the acceptance criteria is game over screen appears over the game screen. And for my second user story, I have, as a gamer, I want the game over screen to allow me to enter my name so that I can be added to the high score list if I qualify. And the acceptance criteria is game over screen has an input box for player name. And my last user story I have, as a gamer, I want the game over screen to allow me to return to the main menu so that I am able to view my score or try again. And the acceptance criteria for that is game over screen has a button that navigates the player to the main menu when clicked. I'm going to go ahead and bring in my emulator. Go ahead and the users got killed. Now, as you can see, there's a screen here where it says you are dead in a few languages and has an input box where I can input my name. And an OK button to take you back to the main screen. Alright, that should be the end of my video. Thank you for watching.
Hello, this is Anthony LaBelle with Team SATAS, and I'll be going over my user stories and acceptance criteria for Sprint 4. For my first user story, as a grenade, I want to be fired by the player when the player clicks the right mouse button so that I can travel to enemies. The acceptance criteria. Grenade projectile spawns upon mouse right click. Okay. Mouse right click being pressed. For my second user story, as a grenade, I want to travel in an arc so that I can hit enemies from different angles. Acceptance criteria. Grenade travels in an arcing motion. Okay. Grenade is traveling in an arc. For my third user story, as a grenade, I want to collide with objects so that I am able to explode. Acceptance criteria. Grenade despawns upon collision with game objects. Okay. So you could see, once the grenade hits something and falls, it will despawn. For my fourth and final user story, as a grenade, I want to damage enemies when I collide with them so that I can destroy them. Grenade damages enemies upon collision with them. Okay. There. The grenade hit the enemy and he despawned as well, and the grenade did as well because it collided with him. And that is it for me. Thank you so much for watching.
Hello, this is Sean Kelly, and here is my progress for Sprint 4. User story. As a helo projectile, I want to collide with the enemies so that I can damage them. Acceptance criteria. Projectiles collides with enemy figures it comes into contact with. User story. As a helo projectile, I want to damage enemies so that I can destroy them. Acceptance criteria. Projectile damages enemy figures it comes into contact with. User story. As an Earth boss enemy, I want to fight the gamer in the boss arena so that I can give the gamer a greater challenge. Acceptance criteria. The boss and the gamer are trapped together at the end of the level. User story. As an Earth boss enemy, I want to attack the gamer in different ways so that I can confuse the gamer. Acceptance criteria. Earth boss is able to run and jump inside the boss arena. User story. As an Earth boss enemy, I want to have an energy bar so that the player can see how much life I have left. Acceptance criteria. Earth boss's energy bar appears when the player enters the boss arena. Here's our game. This is the boss arena. As you can see, when I come into contact with the boss, I lose energy. Shooting the boss loses its health. As you can see from the health bar at the top of the screen. Thank you.
This section is the in-depth testing of child user stories with enhanced acceptance criteria. I am Samuel Sapp, the Scrum Master, and I will be reading the stories that were enhanced, created and tested by Ayodeji Adebayo, the product owner. Child User Story 1. As a gamer, I want to see my current shield level deplete by 15% of maximum when hit by a boss enemy so that I know how much I was damaged. Enhanced Acceptance Criteria 1, collision with enemy makes player unable to be hit for a short amount of time. So I'm going to go into the boss arena, and when I hit the boss, my health will get reduced, but then if I stand there inside of him, it won't immediately reduce again. Like so. So this just means that there are some invincibility frames that make it so you don't immediately lose all of your health if the boss touches you. Child User Story 2. As a gamer, I want to see a jumping animation when I jump so that I have visual feedback that I am jumping. Enhanced Acceptance Criteria 2. Jump left animation plays if facing left, and jump right animation plays if facing right. So all that means is that if the player's facing right like so, the jump animation also faces to the right, and if I turn left, the jump animation will now face to the left, like so. Child User Story 3. As a helo projectile, I want to fire in the direction the player is facing, so that I travel in the direction the player wants me to. Enhanced Criteria 3. Projectile does not change direction if the player changes direction. Projectile direction will be determined upon spawn. So for this one, all that means is that whatever direction the gamer is facing when the projectile fires is the direction that the projectile will continue in, even if the gamer changes direction while it's in the air. So if I change to the left right now, these still fire to the right, for example. Or if I am looking left and fire and I turn right, the projectiles won't churn with me. They'll just continue where they were shot. Like so. Child User Story 4. As a helo projectile, I want to damage enemies so that I can destroy them. Enhanced Criteria 4. Projectile only damages an enemy one time. So here I am again at the boss fight. So what's going to happen is I will shoot the enemy with my projectile, and the boss health will reduce just once, and the projectile will despawn. The projectile will not continue to hit the boss over and over. And as you can see, one shot just hurt the boss one time. Like so. Child User Story 5. As a grenade, I want to travel in an arc so that I can hit enemies from different angles. Enhanced Criteria 5. Grenade travels in the direction the player is facing. So what's going to happen here is if the gamer is facing right and I right click, the grenades will go out to the right. And if I left click or right click when facing left, the grenades will go to the left, like so. And that is all for Enhanced Criteria this week. Thank you very much for watching.